Michael Jordan The Shot, featuring the Bulls versus the Cavs and Craig Elo.
Cleveland has it. The officials working today, three highly experienced officials, Jack Madden, Jake O'Donnell, and Hugh Evans.
I look to go to Doherty. They must get him going early in the ballgame. Not only is he a premier scorer, but he's also their best passer.
John Williams. This is the first shot of the game, and Price keeps it alive. Continuing the trend of Game 4, Cleveland getting just about all the loose balls. Ron Harper.
Nice.
We should be looking for Michael Jordan to be catching the basketball with many opportunities at the top of the circle.
Scottie Pippen going to the hoop and is fouled. Separate the two clubs. That would have given Chicago a 3-point lead, and Doherty made two key free throws down the stretch with 4 seconds to go in regulation. Telling his man for the Bulls, his best game was the opener.
Come on, man.
Doherty the rebound. Long pass to Nance, who got hot the last 2 games against the Chicago Bulls, and illegal defense called against the Bulls.
Well, they caught the Bulls that time in Sunday from the ball.
So Hodges is guarding Price.
Oh, Hodges
has to watch out for foul trouble. The Bulls need his 3-point shooting, and he has gotten into foul trouble more often than not in this series. Harper has hit his first 2 shots. So Michael Jordan is the point guard. He's going to try to set up other people, but basically for the Bulls, it's been a one-man gang offensively.
Okay, Mr. Ron.
Playing 2-man now, Jordan and Cartwright.
Cartwright scores, and one thing Doug Collins said to get more points from other people was to get the ball into Bill Cartwright.
Well, in Game 1 in this building, Dick, in the 3rd quarter, when Chicago opened it up, Michael Jordan only scored 2 points in that entire 3rd quarter.
12 on the shot clock.
That's a good defense.
Williams starting his 2nd game. Mike Sanders had started every game prior to this one. Prior to the last one. Nance with a 2nd effort. So Cleveland with the 2nd shots. Chicago cannot allow the Cavaliers to get 2nd shots today if they hope to win. Pippen with a good fake on Nance, but a wild shot.
Hey, he got the board, though.
Pippen shoot as much as possible off the dribble. They feel he's a much better field goal percentage guy when he's standing still.
Here's Cartwright again with a familiar shot, and Bill Cartwright getting off early has scored the 4 Chicago points. Nance.
Good pump fade.
That's a tough cover right there.
Rebound by Grant, out ahead, an easy 2 points for Craig Hodges. But you're right, Huey Brown, because one advantage, that's the big switch by Williams in there. Pippen has to guard Nance.
Well, he likes Nance as one of his prime-time scorers, but also because if you just in that last possession, Nance gets on the offensive board, and Pippen has done a poor job in the series in keeping this man out of it.
A turnover, an errant pass by Williams, and now Chicago with a 6-6 game and a foul called against the Cavaliers. It'll be their 2nd, and a foul against Mark Price. Well, here's a guy who has been courageous here. He has had a groin injury, did not play in the first game of the series, and has not shot well until the last half of the last game, and then he started to get hot.
Harper. All right.
He is the best and maybe only solid outside shooter the Cavaliers have. Cartwright goes flying, no foul, good defense inside by the Cavaliers. Tied at 6, 8:35 to go in the first period. Harper. Rebound Grant knocked away by Price. Williams.
See, today we have 2 excellent
Bulls, that rebound.
team is what you would refer to as an animalistic offensive board team. But yet in the early going, Cleveland is showing that type of intensity.
A year ago, the Bulls won in 5 in a similar series. It was exactly a year ago today. They won at Chicago Stadium, but Cleveland has the home court advantage this time. Cartwright draws the foul.
What was the foul?
So no question that Cartwright is a man with a mission early here for Chicago.
Well, this is going to be a Brahma bullfight for the entire 48 minutes. Doherty and Cartwright down inside. Both of them are wide bodies, and they do
what? That was
jump hook.
Where's the foul?
And a good drop step power moves to the basket.
Foul is on Ron Harper.
Man.
Bill Cartwright has made a living in his career by going to the free throw line, averaging more than 10 free throws a game. Not so this season. He hasn't gotten the shots or the free throws as he has in the past.
Well, it's difficult to do if you only get 8 shot opportunities during the course of the year. He's accustomed to when he was in New York for the 6 or 7 years of getting that 15 or 16 shot opportunities.
And the coach got him the ball. The coach is my partner.
No, Red Holzman's doing a very good job.
Pass is deflected. Cavaliers having a lot of trouble getting that entry pass in, and Grant follows
Nice,
Jordan.
Mike.
And the Chicago Bulls lead by 2.
That's what makes Michael so sensational a player. You know you have to guard him off the dribble, but his vision and the unselfishness of getting the other people easy layup.
Mark Price takes a 3 and misses. It's tipped up and in by Doherty on the second try.
I'm very impressed with that front line today. Nance, Doherty, and Williams. You're talking about a lot of size on the offensive board.
And Chicago can't match up with it, frankly. They may have to bring Sellers in and switch Pippen to a guard position if it gets too tough for him.
Wait a second. What do you got? A crystal ball here?
Horace Grant misses in the rebound by
Man,
Williams.
Cleveland, who got a big lineup? They got Larry Nance.
Nearly 5 minutes gone by. Ron Harper, who's hot early, misses. Here's Williams, and he's fouled. The story for Cleveland has been
I mean,
second
Chicago
chance
got
at making
size
the
too,
most
though,
of it,
man.
and a timeout is called.
Ain't no excuse.
Back in history, like a basketball. And in the first round, radio. No way I'm losing this Who is this guy?
The satisfying power, the pleasant financing.
Tied early in the first period, nearly halfway through. Pippen and Nance, a matchup to watch up front, Hubie.
Well, Larry Nance is a premier scorer for Cleveland, and they feel that he's one of the top 10 field goal percentage guys in the league, and they know that he can get off the dribble or he can hit the jump shot facing off of Pippen, but they feel that he can take advantage of him getting to the offensive board. And in the early going right now, we're seeing that.
Yeah.
The Lakers off to a quick start against Seattle in Game 1 of their West semifinal series, and Milwaukee, without Terry Cummings, shot the Atlanta Hawks in the Omni 96-92, and will move on to play Detroit. Horace Grant committed the foul, and John Hot Rod Williams makes good on the free throw. So far, Cleveland has scored 8 of their 11 points on second shots. So Chicago's got to do a better job of defensive rebounding, and the score now is 12-10 in favor of the Cavaliers, but Chicago hanging in there and not letting Cleveland get ahead by much.
It's interesting in the early going that Michael Jordan has not handled the ball coming up the floor that much.
Here's a three-point attempt that's good by Scottie Pippen. Remember in Game 1 when the Bulls won here in Cleveland, Pippen was 4 for 4 from three-point range.
Well, Pippen and Hodges 7 for 9 in that ball game,
Yeah,
and that allows Jordan and Cartwright and Grant to operate in the paint.
And talk about operating. What about the open court? Harper, you give him an inch and he'll take it to you. Cleveland by 1.
Hey,
first shot of the
yes.
game, and
They ain't trying to guard. Just go.
Do you think that he got upset that Harper drove by him at the other end?
You know, that's been a terrific open court match.
Okay. Right back.
And scores. So that both Cleveland guards have scored.
Okay, that's how we play. We playing fast.
By John Williams.
If this is your first opportunity to see Cleveland, they are second in the league only to Golden State in shot blocking, and they've held up. They're averaging over 7 shot blocks a game in this playoff.
And it's mostly Manute Bol. Cleveland has a variety of shot blocking. Loop it in to Cartwright. Doherty defending. And here comes Price with a 1-point lead for Cleveland. Nance guarded by Cartwright now on a switch. The rebound is by Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan has taken one shot, a driving layup, and has scored.
Oof, in and out.
Trailing by 1 point.
Oh my God.
He was 1-1 game on the road, and Cartwright bobbled a bounce pass into the post. Another turnover. Coming around the screen by Doherty. Hodges catching up to Price. In low to Doherty. There's that hook. Pippen with another nice rebound. That's 2 in a row by Scottie.
Ooh, in and out. Ooh.
5:15 remaining first period. Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown here at sold-out Coliseum in Richfield. Grant. This is the turnaround and a loose ball.
That's good deep by Larry, man. He right there.
Screen here on the right-hand side. What you like about Scotty is the fact that he's 6'8", mobile. Now, not only will he rebound, but
Yeah,
he'll
Scotty is running a
initiate the
break.
fast break coming out of there with the strong dribble.
Brad Daugherty with his first foul, and the Cavaliers have 4. One more, and they're over the limit. Chicago has committed just one team foul in this period. Cartwright, Pippen has a good screen from the corner, and
Yes.
Scottie Pippen now with 5
Good
points.
shots. Man,
And
turn
the
up,
Bulls
Scotty.
lead by 2.
Excellent two-man game that time by Pippen, passing into the post and fading. Nice return pass by Cartwright.
What a teammate Mike has, man.
And a foul away from the ball. And it will be on Craig Hodges, his first personal foul, and the second team foul against the Bulls.
You'll see as Price goes to try to cut, he had a bump by Hodges. He's not going to let Price get down into that low box area so that he'll initiate a screen.
They've corrected the score. It is 17-16, not 18-16 as we report. Price tries to tie it up, and he does.
Now that's the first time that Price has come off of a pick and had a chance to set his feet.
Grant beat his man down court, but he couldn't connect on the layup. So Chicago misses a great opportunity. And the Cavaliers with Harper will set
Burn
up
has
the
some
play,
close
leading by
looks too,
1.
man. He been missing.
4:10 to go, and now Sellers gets off the bench. Brad Sellers will come in the game for the Bulls.
Nice.
Nance
Hey.
from Daugherty. Backdoor.
What I like so far is, if I'm coaching Cleveland, is their transition defense is excellent, and I like the intensity level shown by the Chicago Bulls and also their space.
Michael Jordan drives in and gets fouled.
Ooh.
More of a defense.
Yeah, he ain't got
Get him
hurt.
off the dribble now. Almost impossible to handle, not only because of the dribbling of the hand-to-hand and get the shot up.
Greg Elo has reported to the game, and John Williams goes out. Larry Nance picked up his second personal foul, and here's Jordan on the line. Isn't it amazing, Hubie? Or saying, too bad Michael Jordan.
I wonder if Mike will score 40 this game. He always up to 40 against the
Cavs. He would lose the
Cavs.
game if it weren't for Michael. 1 of 2. Elo has checked in, as you saw. So there are 3 guards in there. Elo playing a forward spot. He can also be a guard. Daugherty goes around Cartwright, and an offensive foul has been called against Brad Daugherty, and that'll be his second personal.
Arm now. Watch, there he goes. Watch, there it is, right there with the hook. Excellent call by UB Evans.
Meanwhile, Larry Nance goes out. He has 2 fouls. Daugherty stays in with his 2. Brad Sellers has come into the ball game for the Chicago Bulls. So up front, it's Sellers. Pippen. Jordan has it knocked away by Harper.
Good block.
Elo's been playing with a sprained ankle, sidelined him for game 3. But hits the jumper in the lane, and the Cavaliers lead by 4.
Cleveland playing.
Lenny Wilkins loves Elo's defense, and even though he came in as a forward, he's playing Michael Jordan, and they moved Harper from a guard position up front to play Scottie Pippen defensively.
Jordan goes up and scores. A beautiful play by Michael. He makes it look easy.
How about the challenging of every shot so far in the painted area at both ends?
Price ducks in against Hodges. Lost the ball to Cartwright. Here's a 3-on-2 situation for Chicago. Jordan. And an offensive foul called Jordan as he defensively.
There's a car you drive.
When it comes to speeches, by this back.
To prove life. Tuesday at 8.
Have a 2 papers here for Chicago coach. One of the first half. Cleveland Cavaliers.
And Ron Harper with 6 are the leading scorers respectively.
4 for 6, 4 for 9. So
Chase
Chicago.
Corzine has replaced Bill Cartwright at center. Cartwright
over
goes out off to a
50%.
good start with 6 points. 22-20 the Cavaliers. Mark Price, despite the groin injury, played 48 of the 53 minutes in game number 4. Trey Rollins, the shot blocker, the veteran 33-year-old.
Whoa. That look like travel. Look at this, y'all. That look like a travel, dog. 1. I don't know, bro. Maybe, maybe not. Go let it rock, though.
Has hit his second in a row.
Lenny Wilkins made a statement to us earlier this season, and that is that he almost has to force Greg Elo to shoot. And he wants them to because he feels he plays big in the pressure games.
But the biggest contribution he can make is defending Jordan, who goes low post against him. He posted
Nice.
Jordan up. But I'll tell you what, Hilo will fight around any screen and really make Michael Jordan work hard when he has the ball.
Well, the name of the game is to make him work as much as possible and hope for some form of fatigue at the end of the ball game.
Price hits. Price is off to a hot start.
There's very few players, Dick, in this league who read a pick, read their defensive man better than Mark Price.
He's 3 for 4 from the field. In the last game, they just wanted him to set up other people for the first half to get loose. But he's starting out shooting and shooting well in this game. 1:25 remaining in the first period. Craig Hodges, who is yet to attempt a three-point shot. He's their big threat. 2 on the shot clock. Jordan, long range, short. And the Cavaliers again defend Chicago well. Harper goes in. No foul. A good non-call by Jake O'Donnell. And Chicago coming back with nearly a minute remaining in the first period. Trailing by 4.
That's the no non-call here in the NBA. If you're trying to take a charge underneath that rim, you'll never get that call.
Pippen goes for another three-point shot. He misses. Jordan is there. No basket. And the foul will be against the Chicago Bulls. And Jordan has picked up his second personal foul.
Here as Jordan backs up a watch, there's your hit.
It was a little flop. It's
Jordan.
alright though.
Sam
Jordan will be
Vincent is
fine,
in a
okay.
guard. So the backcourt is Vincent and Pippen. And up front they have Corzine, Sellers, and Grant. So Scottie Pippen is playing a guard position now for Chicago. Harper loses the ball going in, didn't have control, and Jake O'Donnell has called back on the court. See that. The right call is made at the end. On the line. The foul was on Pippen, his first personal. And Harper, and that was...
Well, he's alive today, Dick. They're in their defense, and then naturally in the open floor, one of the toughest guys in the league to cover.
Biggest lead of the first quarter by the Cavaliers is 6 with 27 seconds in the period and 13 on the shot clock. Corzine setting a screen. Price stays with Vincent. And Vincent gets the basket with a spin move inside.
Difficult shot. This is the group that must hold them close for anywhere from 4 to 6 minutes.
Jordan,
Second unit.
Jordan on the bench with 2 fouls, and Sellers, Corzine, Vincent, 3 members of the second unit in there. 3 seconds to go in the first quarter. Harper fires a 3, and that'll do it. 28 in the...
And no one can match 18. Really heads for the phone. It's no.
That is confirmed.
First time you ever got high?
I was 7.5, and it got to the point where I was getting stoned, maybe twice a day.
What the?
At least every day I was getting stoned or drunk.
What?
The first time I tried acid was when I was 10. When I took it, I was like sort of scared. Like, it's just to be in the crowd, to be with my friends, They wanted me to do it, so I tried it.
Oh no.
Like, you see what you did, and it's like, geez, that was pretty stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
With 22 after 1 period of play. So we start the second period. Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown, Sam Vincent and Scottie Pippen in the backcourt, Sellers, Grant, and
Scottie
Corzine up
Pippen.
front. Michael Jordan
Scottie
remains
Pippen.
on the bench, but he
Scottie
leads Chicago
Pippen.
with 7.
Pippen.
Personal fouls. Sellers picked up quickly by Mike Sanders, who's checked in the game.
Scottie
Pippen.
Pippen.
It's a wild shot. Cleveland. Now in the hands of Price. That's the man they want to handle the ball.
Excellent block that time by Elo.
Price
Jeez.
Mark Price.
You cannot fall asleep on Price, no matter where he is. One of the best in the history of basketball from three-point range.
And that's saying a mouthful for a guy.
Spain.
Ooh,
Ooh,
okay.
okay.
Of his career.
Hey.
Corzine, the veteran, shooting outside and missing. Price the rebound, and they lose it out of bounds as Elo and Price collided. But notice that the Bulls aren't even coming close to
Craig.
getting second shots in this game.
See, when this unit's on the floor, Dick, they've been struggling the last 3 times down. Whatever they're running, they are not freeing the initial guy in order to get, penetration.
Get out the way,
off the
Craig.
dribble. I just don't like what I see so far.
Well, all Doug Collins wants is to plug the dike.
Oh, that's
With
something.
this unit,
Hey!
Grant comes in strong against Sanders, and that's the way of doing it. And it's 31 to 26. 5-point game. Rollins at center. Doherty starts out the second quarter on the bench. Elo coming off the screen. The rebound by Corzine. Opening minutes of the second period. Year ago, the Bulls won 3 games to 2. But they didn't have the home court advantage, which the Cavaliers have here. Cavs swept the Bulls 6-0 in the regular season. The series has been a far cry. Corzine. And it's going to Cleveland game. So checks in. Harper's their man on Jordan.
Jordan back in.
Pippen getting a rest right now.
Perfect.
Jordan
Hey,
scooping his way into the basket and
hold
not
on,
going.
Mike.
Getting a
No. My name is Cleveland Brown, and I am proud to be. Ooh. There's old friends, there's new friends, there's even a bear.
He has averaged nearly 39 in the 4 games against the Cavaliers. Vincent has the tough assignment of guarding Mark Price.
Mark Price going crazy right now. Scotty doing too, though.
Inside Williams against Grant.
And Mike.
Corzine, the veteran, has done a good job in blocking out and getting the ball off the defensive glass. Here's the pass to Sellers. Short jumper, and he hits it.
Any time that the Chicago Bulls rebound and make
Dang,
the
Bulls
outlet,
got a little
they
mind.
have been able to get numbers at the other end of
Wow.
the floor. I'm just surprised with this unit that's on the floor right now that they're not trying to push
That was fast.
every single first pass out of there.
Bulls have run off 6 in a row to cut the lead to 1. Price off the screen and a runner. Gets his own
good
rebound.
boy.
What a scrappy battler he is, but that
Man.
shot is blocked away. Michael
Not
Jordan,
bad.
Harper defending.
Dang.
Sellers walks.
I want to tell you, that was a great pass. But Sellers was not looking for the pass, and it turns into a turnover.
He was admiring him like we were.
Four-wheel.
I ain't gonna lie, these old school commercials is funny.
And here's the champ. Who
What
plays
the?
light 'cause it tastes great. Jesse the Body Ventura. Who is the masked marauder? And is he ready? 5 minutes.
What is this,
Who is
WWE?
this guy?
Why you saying pal?
Gonna step ahead, gonna cut him off, and now the very
Basket in the last 4.5 minutes. And Cleveland with Harper and Price at guard. Sanders, Doherty back in there, and Nance. Nance is playing with 2 fouls, and so is Brad Doherty. So that's a situation to watch. Sanders coming off the screen, puts a
Now he on his feet.
and throws the ball away.
Oh,
You know what?
see why.
In a miss.
And Nance has scored 20 and 27 the last 2 games. Jordan
Mike.
down and misses the jump shot. Gambled for the
Good
loose
move,
ball.
though.
A 2-on-1 fast break and Mark Price. So you gamble and you give up the 2-on-1 at the other end.
You cannot try to anticipate a cutoff in the backcourt.
Mark
You've
gotta
gotta
have like
get that
15
one ball
right
out,
now.
Because when Harper and Price are on the break, you are really vulnerable.
If
They
not
have
20
Sanders
points,
guarding
man.
Sellers and giving up a lot of inches. Sellers, though, is an outside shooter, not an inside player. And Cartwright is fouled, who scored 6. Valentine, to his credit. He's playing with a groin injury that he says hurts him still. He says it's not getting any better, but it's not getting any worse either.
He's put together a terrific 16 minutes here.
Bill out west. This is Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown along with James Brown. We're early in the second period in a tight, taut game with the Cavaliers leading the Bulls now 33-32. Biggest lead of the game. Cavaliers 7-point margin early in the second, but Chicago's come back. Michael Jordan with 9, Cartwright with 8, and Mark Price now on the bench leads the Cavaliers with 11. Darnell Valentine, the backup 8-year veteran point guard in his stead. Harper goes right around Grant, and
that was not an intentional kick. You'll see as Harper blows right by here on the baseline. You'll see him make the move, and he catches the foot right there.
First team foul, and now they've changed it to Horace Grant, so it's 2 fouls on Grant. Cartwright still without a personal foul, and Sanders will inbound. Jordan trying for the steal. Cleveland has out-rebounded Chicago by a 2-to-1 ratio. Coming in, the Bulls have the edge off the boards in the first 4 games. Vincent is guarding Valentine, an easier assignment for Sam than Mark Price for sure. Harper. He's got it. Harper with 10 points. Second player to go into double figures. The backcourt has scored 21 of the 35 points for Cleveland.
The strong suit of Doherty. When he gets double team, he finds the free man quickly.
Darnell Valentine gambling for the steal against Horace Grant. Any points they get from Grant are bonuses because they expect the points from Cartwright, Jordan, and Pippen.
Grant has taken a shot right to the left wrist, and he's really in quite a bit of pain.
2-shot foul against Sellers, is it? Sellers commits his first.
Dang.
They're taking Grant out of the ballgame right now and replacing with Scottie Pippen.
He is holding his wrist, and we'll check on that. The trainer is in control. In the crowd, Harper gets the layup even though
there's a mismatch. That time Vincent was on Harper down in low. You must take advantage because you do not get that many easy opportunities.
Vincent is fouled by Darnell. Now look at the score between the teams.
The official razor of the NBA presents Calqc, duel in Game 6 of the 1974
Who was
NBA
that, John?
Finals.
Havlicek?
Havlicek's great effort ties the game with seconds left in overtime.
Yeah, I
But
gotta
with
get
3
some
seconds
watch some of
left
this
in
too,
double
y'all.
overtime, Abdul-Jabbar wins the game for the
Yeah.
Bucks with a
Oh,
clutch sky
Kareem. Oh, we gotta
Great
watch this.
performances in another close shave
Oh yeah.
contest.
Oh yeah. Ah yes. I forgot about
Attention,
all
all
that.
men with noses.
All right, bro. What is this
Gillette
stuff?
Good News M20
Look at that.
contains stained look
Long time.
Oh,
after
look at that
years.
house.
With water seal stain, the next time won't be for a long time.
Thompson's Water Seal Stain.
Well, what have the playoffs meant so far? And the average. Hubie, what about Grant?
Darnell Valentine, but as
All right.
Just to embellish, says he's
Followers, but I guess if he's all right, that's fine. He's back in the lineup. Grant along with Cartwright,
Ooh.
Sellers, Jordan, and Pippen. So Pippen is playing a guard position now. Ducking in,
Hey.
Jordan misses the shot, goes after his own loose ball, and here comes
Man, I
Harper.
love the
Open court,
effort,
dangerous
man.
player. 6:25 remaining in the first half. 37-34 Cleveland. Inside to Doherty. Rushed his shot. The rebound Sellers lost it. Williams tries to save it. And it's going to be Cleveland's ball.
a very severe hip pointer. And any time that you have that in a football or in basketball, you know that stretching and extending, especially a guy who relies on the hook shot, you're in a lot of trouble.
Sellers leaves the game, and Craig Hodges comes back in, so Pippen then moves to a forward position. Collins has used Pippen at guard against Atlanta and Milwaukee previously this year. Nearly halfway through the second period. Good inside-out passing by the Cavaliers, and Craig Elo has hit a three. Elo now with 7 points, and if Elo and Price are hitting the long-range shots, that's going to spell trouble for Chicago. 40-34 in favor of the Cavaliers. Michael Jordan trying to make things happen. The pass is thrown off to Cartwright.
They're playing good defense around Mike. I ain't gonna lie.
And Doug Collins will call a timeout.
Yeah.
Las Vegas, site of the greatest wrestling event in history.
177 horses give Comanche so much power, but it's the naked Giuseppe
ratchet from Black & Decker versus an ordinary ratchet. Black & Decker's power ratchet is faster, easier, and cordless. The ordinary ratchet is, well, cordless. The new power ratchet, only from Black & Decker.
Avelicate from Gillette. Antiperspirant and deodorant. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Man.
Coming off onto the action here, all by Michael to Cartwright, and Williams steps right into the play on a perfect rotation defensively.
Catch the
but
ball.
that ball was definitely catchable. Instead of the game being 4 points, and now transition fast break makes it an 8-point ball game.
Biggest lead of the game for the Cavaliers with 5:34 remaining in the first half.
Just catch the ball.
Chicago Bulls are 8 for 14 from the perimeter. That's pretty good for them because that's critical that they hit the outside shot. They're down by 8. Jordan in the corner. Hodges has it blocked by Harper into the
Good
hands
stuff, Craig.
of Hodges and Cartwright.
Hey.
The jumpers. Quick reaction on both sides there.
Turn up, Bill. Bill low key turning up.
I'm really impressed with the Cleveland defensive rotation. They are flying at the three-point shooters.
Pippen has the only three-point basket for the Bulls. Price and Elo have three-point hoops for Cleveland. Overplaying, Pippen knocks the ball away from Nance. And Chicago, slow to be aggressive, to say the least. And finally, Cartwright has it.
I'm telling you, Bill ain't playing.
Excellent.
Pippen is fouled and will shoot 2.
They y'all hooping, bro.
Now just keep a good eye on Cleveland defensively. You'll see the pass, and here goes Harper challenging the three-point shooter. Now they know that Hodges and also Pippen, they're trying.
Man, look at the chemistry, bro. They all just, man.
Scottie Pippen, who is shooting under 70%. Foul, by the way, was on Ron Harper. Team fouls. Cleveland has 3, Chicago 2. Pippen connects on 1. It's 42 to 37. The lead is 5 for Cleveland. That's how much time remains in the first half. Cavaliers led by 4 after 1 period. Cleveland getting their points from the guard position. A block by Cartwright. Fine play. A 3-on-1 break.
Oh yeah, Mike.
Back to Jordan. This is a slam out of bounds. It'll be Cleveland's ball. So I think what Michael Jordan, with all his greatness, has to do is still play in control for him.
Well, this was an excellent pass back. You just don't see Michael. How many times during the course of the season you ever see him miss a power dunk? But I'm impressed with Chicago getting out on the break. They have had some excellent opportunities.
Michael Jordan, meanwhile, has missed his last 4 shots. He is not having a good shooting game thus far. Good roll by Nance. Laid it in softly off the high glass. 7-point Cleveland lead. Michael Jordan has scored 9 points, but has been cold from the field, basically. Cartwright, guarded by Doherty, who has 2 fouls. Cartwright with a familiar fall-away swing shot.
Billy's playing real big today, Dick.
12 points.
And every time they hit him down inside, if you notice on the release of the shot, he's getting banged a little bit, but the shots are true.
Looking inside for Doherty. Behind the back, fancy pass by Harper. Doherty inside is foul. That's the 3rd team foul against Chicago.
See, we have 2 players down in that low post area that have excellent drop step power moves. Very difficult to defend.
Elo and Price up front. Doherty.
This is their 2-man game. It's Doherty and Price all the way.
Doherty is fouled before the shot. And that'll be the 14th foul against the Chicago Bulls. And it's the 3rd against Cartwright, so he has picked up 3 quick ones. Right, with 12 offense. Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown. There's the lob pass from Doherty to Nance, who's pushed. And the penalty situation. Or all for the foul, his 3rd. So Grant and Cartwright now gets off the bench.
All these fouls, man. Come on, let's play.
Nance makes good on the free throw. The Cavaliers have struggled in a big way for 5 from the line. He has scored 6 points and has been a tremendous rebounder for the Bulls in this series. Nance can make only 1, and Sellers, who replaced Grant, has the rebound. 45 for 39 Cleveland. We're getting close to the 3-minute mark of this first half. Jordan off the screen finds an opening. See you later. A left-handed layup. 11 now for Michael Jordan. Under 3 minutes to go, and it's a 4-point lead. And when you consider Jordan has 11 points, Chicago very much in the game. Foul trouble, though, could be a
Chicago in this game for sure.
Inside out, Doherty to Harper. Rebound, Pippen.
Man, Pippen on the boards, man.
Hodges loses the ball. Jordan saves it beautifully.
Good hustle, man.
Pippen goes for 3. Jordan,
good board,
right
Mike.
place at the right time. And the foul called against the Cleveland.
So watch Michael Jordan on the baseline side, and they have the presence to throw the ball out to the free player.
Meanwhile, Brad Doherty has picked up his 3rd personal foul. Blocker holding the fort. Has not been a prolific scorer in this series. scoring 7 points under his season's average, and Doherty on the bench now. We'll call Elo with the foul, and the penalty situation. Deficit.
Up that time, but Jordan is so smart
Chicago
that
in the
the
bonus.
left arm, he just shielded Elo off, and they had a little collision that time.
I don't think there's any question now as we've watched these playoffs that there's no greater individual performer in the league than Michael. They have connected on only 6 of 11. That's not good.
No, and they are a 78% foul shooting, averaging over 13 foul shot attempts in the 4 previous games.
Jordan and Cartwright each with 12 lead the Bulls, and Harper with 12, the top point man for the Cavaliers. Jordan almost asking Elo to take the 3, who didn't do it. Passed it up. Now he might. He does. And the rebound again by Pippen. Price threw it away, and they're going to call a foul against Scotty.
Really? Bro, that's like 50-50,
who is
bro.
playing with a groin injury that's hurting him, hustling out of his mind in this game.
Well, it's the old story of when you rebound, they
Bro.
do not bring the ball down below your number, because now you're letting the guards to get in there and possibly cause a turnover or to put a free ball out on the floor.
So here's Price, a 90% free throw shooter. Scottie Pippen with his second personal foul. Both teams are now in the penalty with 1:54 remaining in the first half.
He only got
Cavaliers
12?
have not been
I
able
was
to
gonna
break away
get
from
way
the
more.
Chicago Bulls in this first half. And the longer Chicago can hang in the game with Michael Jordan, the presence, the more confident they could become in the fourth quarter. This is the 5th and deciding game of round number 1. Winner will play the Knicks. The loser is done for the year.
Excellent defensive rotation that play.
4 on the shot clock. Scottie Pippen, a wild 3. Jordan outfights Price for the rebound and a new clock. Jordan scored 50 points in game 4.
Oh, yeah, that's so.
In the previous game.
Dang.
The outside shot is not there in this first half.
That pick and roll is open, though. Every time that they run it, they can get the open jump shot or the roll man.
Double Nance. Open is Williams. Goes strong to the hoop and is fouled.
Love to see when that he was going, and what he really
showing Cleveland missing only 1 free throw thus far. Williams been the 6th man all season long until the last game of this series when he started in place of Mike Sanders. And the big front line paid off for the Cavaliers. Under a minute to go, 48-42 Cleveland. First half. Hodges. Short. Tell you, Mark Price is not giving him an inch.
No, he isn't. And every time Hodges takes a shot, Price is right up there contesting.
Biggest lead for the Cavaliers, 6 points.
Good defense.
They were in a position to stretch it to 8, and Scottie Pippen on a high flyer over Nance cuts it
Good
instead to 4.
defense, Scottie.
This game has had an ebb and flow like we haven't seen so far
Good
in the first
defense,
4
brother.
games of the series.
Well, if I'm Doug Collins, I know, listen, Michael is not on a rampage today. We're only 4 down. We only got 30 seconds to go right now. And our transition game is outstanding.
Cartwright on the bench with 3 fouls. So is Horace Grant. You'll need both of them before this is over. Elo misses a 3. Jordan with 15 seconds to go, and the Bulls
Make
play
that,
for the
Elo.
last shot of a tremendously exciting and well-played first half of Game 5.
That's a second wide-open shot.
They have to double team.
Jordan goes in and draws the foul, and there's almost no
Mike.
way.
Mike
Coming in.
who don't know.
He's been a scrapper off the bench in the latter stages of the season. Jordan is 2 for 4 from the line in this game.
Well, Michael's an 85.
Says timeout. 22nd timeout called by the Cavaliers, and right now Lenny Wilkins is setting up NBA playoffs. One of you to get the ball
here and catch it for half court.
Pat Davis, who Seattle is taking. They have Price, Harper, and Elo, 3-point shooters. Jordan makes it. 3 seconds to go. Williams tosses in. Price, and they can't get it off. So the half. And NBA Cleveland Cavaliers, that despite his fortune when it wants to determine both coach
offensive boards?
Well, we just told our guys, you know, that loose balls are going to win this game. I mean, we did a good job defensively, and we'll get those loose balls. They're making such a commitment, UB, to trap us back there. We can throw out and get some easy baskets.
Now, what about Michael? Will we see Michael take the ball up the floor a little bit more in his half dug, or will you keep it the way it's been going?
Well, I've tried to mix it around a little bit, you know, use our screen rolls judiciously so they don't get used to playing them, and then hit them quickly so that Michael has some shots. And I thought when we used them, we were effective with them.
Right. Good luck, Doug.
Thanks, Jimmy.
All right, on the Cleveland side of the ledger, the coaching staff was generally pleased with a couple of things. One, their aggressiveness, particularly on the boards, and in fact, they had some good offensive balance scoring-wise. However, the concerns, Brad Daugherty needs to contribute more, only one basket in the first half, although in foul trouble. And also Michael Jordan, although only 5 of 13, Chicago only trails by 2 points. Let's go back over to Dick.
Hubie, do you think that this game could come down to who remains in foul trouble? Daugherty, Cartwright, and Grant all have 3 or not?
Well, it's key people, Dick. Right now we have Grant, we have Cartwright for being offensive rebounders in this game. Michael Jordan with 3 and Mark Price with 3.
Yeah, and he has fought hard to get them. Underway in the second half. Hodges and Jordan at guard. Up front, it's Grant, Cartwright, and Pippen. And Grant throws it away. Again, Cavaliers just shutting down the inside. Chicago shot 44%, Cleveland and even 50%. John Williams open for the shot and hits it. Leading scorers, Mark Price with 13 for Cleveland, and Jordan has 14 for Chicago. Grant inside working against John Williams. Short on the hook shot. Here's Nance. 2 good defensive sequences by the Cavaliers. That shooting was 44%, by the way, for Chicago. Daugherty and Cartwright see if anyone gets 4. And the basket will not count. And the foul is on Grant. That's his 4th foul. So foul trouble has affected Chicago right off the start of this third quarter. And Grant will have to sit down with 4, replaced by Sellers.
Sellers played extremely well in game 4, as well as on the boards.
And on the boards is the key. That's one thing he hasn't given Chicago much of. Always has had the outside shooting touch. 50-46. So Grant with 4 on the bench. Hodges is on Price. And a 3-second violation. Brad Daugherty was in the lane. He turned it over.
Yeah, we're seeing an excellent battle defensively between Daugherty and Billy Cartwright. You know, they're both trying to maneuver around inside, and they're countering one another with physical force. Excellent job.
Harper is guarding Jordan. Cartwright is out there to set a screen. Jordan using Cartwright as a pick man and hits his first shot of the second half. Jordan scored 7 in the first quarter and 7 in the second.
See, I like Michael Jordan at the top of the circle in the middle of the floor. It's so hard to double team without getting burned.
Harper hits the shot from outside. Ron Harper with 14. The starting backcourt of Price and Harper have 27 points. Cleveland by 4, 52-48. 2 minutes elapsed in the third quarter. Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown along with James Brown. Richfield Coliseum. Winner will place the New York Knicks in the Eastern semifinals. The loser is done. Hodges throws the ball away into the hands of Williams.
Interesting, Chicago has had 2 turnovers trying to feed the post.
And stepping on the line out of bounds, and Chicago's fortunate because of the turnovers the other way.
Now watching this picture, how Michael Jordan will use Cartwright one way, come back the other, and Cartwright a little bit of a moving pick on Harper that time.
Jake O'Donnell had signaled that one of the Cavaliers stepped on the line. It was Chicago ball. Cavs didn't think so, and then he gave the signal again, and that's why you heard the crowd reaction. Let's see if the Bulls can improve upon their entry passes inside. The Cavaliers have just shut them off tight. Hodges from the corner, ribs a 3. Cartwright gets the rebound, and he's called for too many steps.
Seen hot shot.
Credit Mark Price. In the first period, and Chicago turned it around in the second. And on the shot clock. Wild pass knocked away by Hodges, and Price might have hooked Hodges. They didn't call it. I thought Price had fouled Hodges a little bit.
24-second clock.
So in any event, it's Chicago ball.
Playoffs, and here we have two great team
Dang.
players right here, guys that lay it out the entire time they're on the floor. And the reason why that was a 24-second possession is that no team, Chicago never regained
That's what I like to
possession
see,
of that basketball.
Little more than 3 minutes going by in the third quarter. 52-48, the Cavaliers by 4. Their biggest lead was 8 points. Michael Jordan hits one, a three-point basket by Jordan. The second three-point hoop of the game by the Bulls. He has 19 points, and the Cavaliers' lead is cut to a single digit. Hodges on Price. Doherty against Cartwright. Spins inside and a foul. And Cartwright. So with 4 minutes or so gone by in the third quarter, foul. So Doug Collins, who does not have a real deep bench to begin with, has to go to Corzine. And now you wonder, it's amazing how the Bulls have hung in there with this situation.
Now, Michael Jordan is over talking to Jake O'Donnell. They thought that they had Doherty, Cartwright, and Jordan. They thought they had him trapped behind the backboard that time, and they felt that he jumped into them.
Doherty hits the free throws. He made 2 clutch free throws with 4 seconds to go and said, I knew I was going to make it when I went to the line in regulation Friday. Jordan, not to be denied, goes in and stay. Jordan
ball from the opposite foul line and comes up in the middle of the floor here. Harper's trying to bump him, a little hand checking and another bump, but it's just impossible to guard him. And then once when he breaks the foul line,
one against the Cavs, 2 for Chicago.
Man, he blew past Harper.
Going for his 21st point.
Harper is trying, bro.
His worst scoring game of the series was in game 2 when he scored 30. That's his worst game. Right now, he has been the big man for the Bulls. He has scored all of the 7 Chicago points this period. Pippen.
30 seconds. And the interesting thing is that they have not gone to Nance before this. Now, this is the same matchup that we had at the beginning.
Only 9 points. Chicago Bulls hampered with foul trouble. On the switch, Corzine has Price. Runs, fires, and hits it.
Mark
Price. Let me tell you something. That was a big-time three. Dribbling to his left, going away from the basket, stopping on a dime and hitting a three.
His second three-point basket of the game. He's got 16, and Jordan lays it in. Jordan has 23. I don't know who's the greatest player. I guess Jordan is in this series without doubt, but Price will have to be the most courageous considering that groin injury and the way he's performed on it.
Is there anybody that has a better hesitation dribble than Michael Jordan? Little hesitation move, and he gets the defensive man to just relax, and then it's the explosion.
And Williams didn't want any part of trying to get another foul. 57-55, tipped by Harper. Great defensive play by Harper. Gets the ball back from Doherty. 3-on-1 break. And
today, yes, into a pivot player who did not call for the ball because he blew away 3 times because they did not allow the post to do.
Speaking of big, how about Seattle with a lead over Seattle in the over LA, I should say. It's not an inter-squad game, Rudy. Won by 4. I'm amazed that the Cavaliers only have a 4-point lead considering the fact that the Bulls don't have their front court people in.
Watch this high pick and roll.
By Corzine. Sellers. Williams picked him up nicely. Boy, Cleveland's defense is just airtight right now.
They have a bad spacing by Chicago.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Saved by Sellers. Hodges fires a 3. And Craig Hodges, whose 3-point basket, only his second hoop. And it's a 1-point Cleveland lead. Price with a left-handed.
Nice.
Beautiful play by Mark Price. Price has 18. This is a classic playoff game, a decider. Knocked away as Sellers and Jordan try to score. Price is coming back. Throws it away. But until Hodges hit the 3, all of the points in this quarter for the Bulls came from Michael Jordan.
Lenny was a little excited that time.
Man, that was nice of him out like that.
How's that for a beautiful left-handed change?
This is a game to admire.
Trimmer. Only Black & Decker has a push button that lets out line for continuous cutting, no bumping, while the conventional trimmer makes a...
Today's small cars are tougher than ever on oil. Their high-compression engines not only rev high, they can run hotter than regular small car engines. Their searing heat can begin to break down an oil immediately. That's why there's Castrol. Castrol provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. Heated up. Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Quack, quack, quack. Quack, 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 quack.
1 and 2, navel dip, and...
In diet.
Back with Jordan. Enter where you buy Minute Maid Orange, the orange soft drink of the NBA. Aloha.
Minute Maid is fire.
You know what's really interesting, Hubie, is the fact that Milwaukee won the season series over
Boston,
Detroit 4 games to 2, and they're going to match up in the best of 7. The winner of this game faces the New York Knicks. If you're wondering how Cleveland and Chicago fared against New York, the Bulls won the season series 3-2. Cleveland tied the Knicks. The home team won every game. And the shot
series
blocking
used
of
to go
Cleveland
to
with Nance with 11 in one game loomed
best of
large
5
against New York, but we're a
back in
long
the day.
way from that matchup. 6:22 to go in the third period. Cleveland hanging on to the lead. They've led most of the way, but have not been able to stretch it. Hodges trying to post up against Price for the moment. Now comes out. Now posting up is Jordan against Harper. Great turnaround move by Michael. He has 25 points, 11 here in the third. There's the foul story, and it affects Grant and Cartwright in particular for Chicago. 61-60, the Cavaliers in front. Under 6 minutes to go now. Price cutting in the middle. Sellers 7-footer in front of him. 5 on the shot clock. Price goes for the 3 and hits it. Why are they letting Price that room to hit the 3?
Well, you had a mismatch that time, Dick. You had a forward picking him up, and he did not want to get beaten off the dribble.
3 3-point baskets by Mark Price. He has the shooting eye back for sure. Jordan battling, but already out of bounds, and it's still Chicago ball. Good hustle by Mike. There's 2 players Doug Collins would long to have out there now, Cartwright and Grant.
A lot of firepower. Your inside power game is sitting down.
The lead is 4 for Cleveland. Chicago comes close. Price hit the 3.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan wide open. Off the screen, and Michael Jordan with 27 in the game all of a sudden. Keep in mind, if the Bulls can stay close going to the fourth quarter, they always have a chance to win with Jordan, and the Cavaliers really hanging tough, have the edge in this game. Williams with a wild shot, a rare bad shot for the Cavs. Nance drawing the foul, gets the basket to boot.
It's attack, and this Cleveland lucky to get a loose ball here. But watch this shot.
You cannot consider it to be foul trouble yet. If he picks up 4, then he has foul trouble. And there you see how Jordan has been the sizzling source for Chicago here in the third quarter. But the Bulls still trail by 5 thanks to 3-point plays by Price and Nance. Pippen inside to Hodges. Feeds Sellers. Blocked by Nance.
That shot blocking threat is always there. And it's just more than one guy.
Harper coming around the screen, winding his way in. Banks it in. Timeout will be called by Doug Collins, and the crowd erupts.
Go practically.
One car.
No. Clutch valve engine.
3 and Skyhook in Seattle has 12 points on the day. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the patented Skyhook. He has 12 points on the day. As the Lakers lead 71-67, Seattle has not won in the Forum since April 1987. Let's go back to Dick in Richfield, Ohio.
Thank you very much, Pat.
Also in the history of the game behind Kareem, you know that they got a lot of firepower.
Scottie Pippen misses a 3. Out of bounds, 10 points. And right now, Chicago trying to stay with Cleveland. The Cavaliers have opened up a 7-point lead. Jordan the rebound on Nance's miss. Nance has scored 14, but Price with 21 leads. Question is, when is the decision time for Doug Collins to go back to Grant and Cartwright, who are on the bench with 4 fouls, while the bench has given up a lead to the Cavaliers? Porzingis hits the shot, and that's a bonus.
Well, he's trying to buy time to the beginning of the fourth. Also, you cannot let the lead get to 10 or more.
3 minutes and 18 seconds to go. Doherty. Only the 6th point for Brad Doherty. Second field goal for Brad.
Well, you must contest the power people when they're down inside there. You've got to challenge the shot.
Gorzine setting a screen. Jordan goes right around
Hey.
Doherty. Too hard on the reverse layup. Here's Mark Price. They can open up a 9-point lead with a basket here, or 10.
At least the Bulls get back on defense, man. They don't be letting all these fast break points just get off like the NBA
On
do
the shot clock,
nowadays.
Hodges playing Price tight, and the ball is thrown. Doherty wasn't looking for the pass inside, and it bounced off his head. And 3 personal fouls.
You'll see Doherty down in here and Gorzine backing around. Now, see, here comes the pass right now. But it goes back to what we told you earlier. You do not throw the ball to a post guy until he falls for the basketball.
2.5 to go in the third. Jordan leaves it for Hodges. His second 3-point basket of this quarter for Craig Hodges cuts the lead to 4.
Would not have come at a better time.
So Gorzine and Hodges have hit perimeter shots last 2 times down. Price goes right by Gorzine. Nance, the offensive rebound, swatted away by Sellers. Close. But inside, you've got to know he's churning. Cavaliers looking to get beyond the first round for the first time under this regime of Embry and Wilkins. Price. Elo almost got that rebound. It bounced away. Less than 2 minutes to go in the third. Jordan pushes the ball out of bounds.
By Larry Nance. He was able to get a piece of it on that crossover.
You'd rather have a guy try to do too much if his name is Jordan the way he played. 1:40 remaining in the third. Harper with a pick and roll throws the ball from Jack Madden.
Well, he was.
That's a lot for a well-drilled team defensively, offensively like the Cavs. Jordan, Gorzine fighting for the offense.
Jockeying going on right now between Sellers and Nance. You see, now they're both complaining, but you could see Sellers' right hand.
But Nance had him first, and it was like a draw.
Well, isn't it a little bit like the NFL when you're going out for a fly pattern?
Yeah.
John Williams is in for Nance, who goes out with 14. Well, look at the score, 71-67, as Jordan goes to the bench. This is a thrilling game. Deciding game. Gorzine misses. Bad shot opportunity. Harper. Elo back to Doherty.
Nice.
Good pass by Elo that time.
Slow in their transition.
They were out of balance on the court. 49 seconds to go in the period, and Craig Hodges.
Craig is on fire.
That is a 2-point basket for Hodges, but he has scored 8 of his 10 points here in the third. 73-69, the Cavaliers. They led by 4 after 1 quarter, 2 at the half. Pick and roll. Price nearly lost it. There's Elo, and they'll call the foul.
They call foul anything.
In this sequence, you'll see give and go basketball.
Bradford's here. He's only 23 years old and is going to be one of the best centers in the league. Pretty close with 8 points and 8 rebounds, a game high. Elo, however, misses the free throw. He did make the free throw. Tree Rollins comes in for Doherty. And Price goes out. Elo makes them both. 2 free throws for Craig at 75-69. He's been playing despite a sprained ankle that kept him out of the third game of the series. There's the time remaining. 19 on the shot clock. Differential of 4 seconds.
Oh, got that, Craig?
Now 8 on the shot clock. Hodges coming around the screen to get his own rebound and will fire up a 3.
Ooh, he was close.
Williams the rebound with 3 seconds to go. And Elo can't get it off. And that's the end of the Coliseum after this message and a word from your local station.
To prove how long Rain Dance car wax lasts, just add water.
Add water for what?
Rain Vents, the longest lasting protection you can buy.
Okay.
Ask your GM monthly.
No amount. Because of this, McDonald's has come up with some great birthday gifts you can get right now. Regular hamburgers for 49 cents and cheeseburgers for 59 cents. So if it's your birthday or you're planning on having one sometime this year, hurry in now, because this birthday burgers deal won't last forever, unlike some other presents you might get.
Really?
Close by the sea,
I
and
miss
enduring
Sears.
centuries of New England's harsh winters, stands the great American home of John Paul Jones. For over 16 years, it's been maintained with Sears Weatherbeater exterior paint. Today, we're
Sears.
repainting with new advanced protectors for
30 on which.
Oh. Ooh. Oh my God. Mm-mm.
19 Cavaliers was counted for all 23 of Chicago's points in that quarter. Jordan getting 13, but Mark Price has really come out of a shooting slump, plagued by the groin injury with tremendous shooting in the last 2 games. So it's Darnell Valentine starting at guard with Harper. He's got Rollins, Williams up front, in fact, and Elo. Cartwright and Grant are both in there for the Chicago Bulls. Elo wide open. Big shot to start the fourth.
Big pass by Valentine.
An 8-point lead now. But keep in mind that both Horace Grant and Bill Cartwright, who are playing with 4 personal fouls, are starting, so Doug Collins didn't want to buy any more time. 4 personals on each of the 2 big men for Chicago. Matching the biggest lead of the game right now for Cleveland. Jordan is bottled up and is fouled.
On him, and he could not find the free people.
Scottie Pippen is back in the lineup as well. He has hit only 3 of 11, and the Bulls are going to need some offense from him in the 4th quarter. But they're going to close in on the Cavaliers. There's Hodges. Saved a pass over his head. 8 on the shot clock. Jordan against Elo. Elo hanging in there with him. Tipped up and in by Grant. It was off the mark. Elo had done a remarkable defensive job, but Grant was Johnny on the spot. Here's Elo at the other end. That's a 2-point basket by Craig.
2 drives to the baskets by the Cavaliers. Chicago played him perfectly, and the player found the free guy for the basket.
Jordan going around Elo, going around everyone, runs into Williams, and they're going to call.
On this release by Michael, there was no chance that he was behind the board. Elo got a piece of that shot, but excellent timing by Grant, coming right down the middle on that.
Michael Jordan going for his 28th and 29th points of the game. Trying to cut the Cavalier lead to 6. Cleveland playing at home. They suffered only 4 home losses all year, and no one had a better home record during the regular season. But they dropped game 1 to Chicago on this floor and trying to make 5th game a charm on their home floor, leading by 6.
This is some CBS. Yep.
Winner faces the New York Knicks this week. The loser concludes the season. Less than 2 minutes gone by in this 4th period.
Chicago switching all around.
Rollins posting up against Cartwright. Gets the rebound into the hands of Hodges.
Dang, Craig
Hodges
flying.
pushes it up and gets tipped up and in by Grant. He didn't force it up. He pushed it up. Don't want to make that mistake. It was a good play by Hodges, but Grant with another big tip in.
Big tip by Grant, but how about the hard push of the basketball by Hodges?
Elo going strong in, nearly lost it. It's a 4-point Cavalier lead. Can't shake the Bulls in this 5th and deciding game, at least not yet. Elo with a fake on Pippen, who blocks the shot from behind. A wild play by Elo. Pippen, good defense, 3-on-1, 2 break. Pippen goes in and is fouled by gray hair in his head.
It's
Come on, bro. Come
Good
on,
Hands Award.
dog.
Based on his total steals and assist to turnover ratio throughout the regular season, John Stockton of the Utah Jazz had the best hands in the NBA. And this lightning quick swipe is just one reason we can say, good hands, John. That's the financial net.
House, you could be on an excellent 15% could mean big money for all the important little things.
What a day.
What a day. The Allstate Auto Advantage. Financial net.
Interest of teams for Russian advantage.
All right, listen to the home court. We can't blame him for that. Scottie Pippen struggling from the three.
Come on, Snotty Nose.
Series is 2-2. Scottie Pippen 2 for 6 from the free throw line, and it's a 3-point Cleveland lead. Cartwright and Grant. Again, we can't emphasize enough the fact that they're playing with 4 personal fouls.
Well, they're trying to go to Nance on Pippen.
They double team him on the carry, and there is Elo with a 3. Quick Elo, who led Cleveland in a losing cause with 19 in the first game, has hit his second 3-point basket.
See, they had to double team that time, and by doing so, that opened up the ball movement.
Michael Jordan comes back with 2 with under 9 minutes to play. Elo with 16, Harper 16.
Man, Mike.
Price has 21.
You a cold killer, boy.
Nance with 14. He got hot the last 2 games. Knocked away by Hodges. Price kicks it away. Recovers it. Cleveland is hustling well as they have throughout all 5 games. They're going to call Pippen.
They calling that on Scotty.
Foul. You know, you're out there. They cannot stop at a circle.
And they
timeout.
Can be sponsored by Get Possible to Stop.
Oh.
Hakeem running the floor like a guard often returns the favor.
Hey. Okay.
Always aware of each other's presence on the court. Sleepy Floyd and Hakeem Olajuwon use teamwork to be the best they can be.
According to a national survey, the ability to overcome obstacles, perform under pressure, and work well with others. Men and women with the pride and might call
Hang up and know that it's in Inglewood, California.
Not trying to get drafted.
Magic Johnson there with a shot, a 2-pointer to put the Lakers up by 1, 88-87. Let's now go back to Richfield, Ohio for another shootout. And Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown.
Chicago, Jordan and Price, the leading scorers. Both of them are playing terrific ball today. Elo has come off the bench with 16, including 2 3-point baskets. Hubie, I want to congratulate you because your daughter Julie, who's been an equestrian performer, has helped the College of Charleston, South Carolina to win the 1989 NCAA Equestrian Championship held in Springfield, Massachusetts. I know you're a very proud guy today.
Well, you know what they say, go Cougars.
Shouting go Cavs. Cleveland has improved on their 3-point shooting today, thanks to Price and Elo. Elo at the baseline, 82-78, a 4-point lead for Cleveland, 8:20 remaining. Elo misses a 3. Grant with the rebound. But you look at the scoreboard and you say Cleveland's doing almost everything right, and Chicago looms right over them like a dark cloud for Cleveland.
Here's your high pick and roll.
Cartwright setting the pick. Jordan gets the roll this time, and Michael Jordan has 33 points.
From now to the end, that play is almost unstoppable. They're getting something good out of it every time.
Or he gets fouled going to the hoop, and you know that Jordan is going to be the king down the line. Good pass, Price to Doherty. Blocked by Jordan, rebound by Cartwright. Pippen holds it. Michael Jordan came out of nowhere to swat that short stuff shot attempt by Doherty away. 82-80, the Bulls looking to tie it up. Cartwright wants it against Doherty.
Oh,
hey, Bill. Oh,
hey!
And Bill Cartwright with a furious move to the basket has forced Doherty into his 4th personal foul, and the Bulls have tied it up.
Now this is NBA pivot play. You're getting the bumping from both people. The drop step, the drop of the shoulder by Cartwright. Watch how he drops that left shoulder, and he clears Doherty right out to get that hook up and in.
And the Chicago Bulls fail to take the lead. Their last lead was 17-16 in the first quarter. The game is still tied with 7:25 remaining. Cartwright, though, with 14 big points, has missed just 1 of 6 shots from the field. Deflected by Grant and turns it over. Another fine defensive play by the Bulls. Jordan into the corner is Pippen. Up fake and Nance wouldn't buy it. Nearly 7 minutes to go and the Bulls are looking for their first lead since mid-first quarter. Jordan
Okay.
finds
Oh.
an opening.
Oh
Banks
no,
it in.
Mike.
Michael Jordan with 35 and Lenny Wilkins. Cavaliers, who have led most of the way, now trail by
Okay,
2.
Mike.
See, in that situation, the center cannot play Jordan. He just takes it out. He lets him come out and switch, and then he beats him off the dribble.
Chicago is on a 13-3 run. Cartwright and Grant still playing with 4 fouls. Doherty misses, and here's Jordan. And Price tries to block his way. Hodges feeding inside. Grant follows it up with the basket.
Nice, Grant.
And Chicago is up by 4.
Yeah, Grant right there every time, man.
The only word you could use to describe the luxurious interior is heat filtered to give you the. You know it's up to open fan. End of the run.
Conclusion on Wise Guy Wednesday.
Milwaukee beat Atlanta 3-2. Roberts and Pierce, 2 of the heroes. They'll play Detroit 4 out of 7. Winner here goes against the Knicks. Crowd is behind the Cavaliers. They haven't always been. They've gotten a little spoiled with the way they have slacked off. They won 57 games, and this is a great franchise, but this is a crucial possession here. Nearly halfway through this 4th period. Harper from the corner. And the rebound by Pippen, and he's fouled by Cleveland's
primetime stars here. He's in the open floor.
Pippen has struggled from the free throw line, only 2 for 6. This is the first free throw. Led by 6. Now on the foul story, the Cavaliers are already over the limit, and the Bulls have committed only 1 team foul. 87-82, Chicago by 5. Their biggest lead. They haven't seen the lead since midway of the first quarter. Mark Price trying to bring his team back is fouled. Started the 4th quarter with Grant and Cartwright and 4 fouls, and they come back and shown today. And in fact, in game 4, why he is the player that Lenny Wilkins can least do without. The lead is 3. There's the time remaining in the 4th quarter. Michael Jordan has scored 35 in the game, at 14 at the half. 9 on the shot clock. Pippen. Harper doesn't go for the fake. Nance, good position on the rebound. Harper runs the floor. Foul. Basket good.
Oh yeah, man.
And you know this is where the Cavaliers are toughest, QB, when Harper gets out on the open floor and they get him.
Now just watch Harper out in that right lane. And he's just a blur. He blew right by the table here. Really on the move. And Hodges, the old story, never let a guy get an uncontested layup at this time of the game.
Missed the free throw, Pippen the rebound. So the Bulls still lead by a point.
Foul shot opportunity. Chicago has missed 8. Cleveland 3.
That's a turnaround because Cleveland had struggled from the line in a big way in the first 4 games. They couldn't get it to Cartwright. The ball thrown away and a critical turnover. So the Bulls, with Cleveland pesky as they are, allowing Cleveland to get a second win here with nearly 5 minutes remaining in the 4th. Can a visiting team win game 5? Again, Price. And the rebound by Pippen. Earlier it was Milwaukee over Atlanta. Here's Grant going against Price. An offensive foul. And more important, that's number 5 on Horace Grant.
As he caught, if you're a perfectionist, you'd say, well, Grant should have been looking to pass the ball to the other side because they had a 2-on-1.
They need him, man.
Nance guarded by Grant, who has 5. Cartwright playing with 4. 9 on the shot clock. Out to Harper. Harper makes a tough basket because Jordan
very tough.
bumped him, and Cleveland regains the lead as the Cavaliers have scored 6 in a row after trailing by 5. 4:15 to go.
Out. Hey.
Jordan is clobbered by Harper.
Oh, yeah,
See, now watch on this catch as Grant goes for the fake, see, and he steps. Boy, that pass should have gone to the right from the ball.
Here's Michael with 35.
Not emphasize this enough. The Chicago Bulls are an excellent foul shooting team, 78% club, and they have already missed 9 today.
One out of 2 for Jordan. Tied at 88 with 4:12 to go.
Tie game.
The Bulls still have 1 foul to give. Harper, good perimeter passing. Jordan gets the rebound, bumped by Doherty, and a timeout called by Chicago. I will sit out of 1. The Bulls clock.
Put a button and ring 700 times. Talk about it.
Take a look at Michael Jordan on the foul line. We realize that he's missed some big ones today, but you notice how he is off the foul line area. He's almost back about a foot from the foul line. And it's interesting because we have never seen him do that before.
The Chicago Bulls last year lost to Detroit in 5 games in the conference semifinals. They had not gotten beyond the first round in 3 previous playoff appearances. The Cavs got to the Eastern Finals way back in '76, 13 years ago, and since then 4 times they've been out in the first round. Someone will advance today with 3:57 to go, tied at 88. Cavaliers are already in the penalty, and the Bulls have 1 foul to give. It's Pippen, Grant, Jordan, Hodges, and Cartwright for Chicago. Elo, Harper, Price, Nance, Doherty for the Cavaliers. Jordan with 36, leads Chicago. 23 for Price. Jordan now with 38. That breaks the tie. Everything's critical from here on in. Everything.
There comes Cartwright on that double team. Now Cleveland will rotate the ball. The other side of the ball is wide open.
Nance traveled, and you know, when you have 2 big people hovering over Nance, and Cartwright 7-1 made it tough for him to see that.
Well, it's interesting that they're using Cartwright, and the reason for that being that Doherty is standing at the top of the circle.
Jordan puts up his index finger. Play number 1. Goes through everyone and misses the layup. Doherty the rebound. Harper. And a 2-shot foul as Hodges thought he would 2. Both much time remaining. Harper. Today is 2 for 3 from the line. Price, 23 for Price, 21 for Harper. He makes them both. And we have another tie at 90.
From now to the end, it'll be interesting to see if they release Harper every time a shot goes up by the Chicago Bulls.
And if Chicago can get back and stay with it. Jordan down the middle, lays it in the basket, good, and a foul. So Michael Jordan breaks the tie and can give the Bulls a 3-point lead with 2:48 on the clock.
Just watch how Michael Jordan splits 3 people here and goes right to the glass. And it's interesting that they're not going for the shot clock.
Harper's 4th personal foul. And in and out. So it's 92 to 90 as Jordan again having a tough day from the line. 40 points for Michael Jordan. 92 to 90.
40 points.
Price off a screen. Here's
Elo.
Spots up for a 3. He's got it. Cleveland by 1. What a game he's put together today.
He's been the free man on the opposite side of the ball all day, and he has looked and he's taken the shot.
19 points for Elo, playing on a sprained ankle. Getting close to the 2-minute mark. Hodges fires up a 3. Cartwright chips it in. A big play by Bill Cartwright.
Yeah, Bill.
Talk about playing big. And now it's Chicago by 1 with 2 minutes to go.
He hooped this one.
In case you're wondering, both teams are in the penalty.
And both teams have plenty of timeouts remaining. Hodges fights through the pick. Price fires it up. Rebound, Cartwright. Hodges, good defense that time, fighting around the pick on Price. But now
Ooh, in
Chicago.
and out.
Jordan
Hey,
fakes out Elo. Hodges
Hodges.
open in the corner.
Man.
And Grant collides with Chris Grant about playoffs. Sellers will replace and 5 right in this. Now has the up. And a timeout. Right out. Remember last year, Pippen was the hero along with Jordan in the deciding game and 15 degrees for him.
Notice the presence of mind of Michael Jordan with the clock down. He knows the clock is almost out, and he'd be able to hit the free man. But in the strategy of Chicago, every time that Michael comes down into that painted area, he knows that he has Hodges in one corner and Pippen in the other. So if that defense tries to double back to pick him up, he's constantly looking for the three-point
corner. And when they did that story, Cleveland has 3 full timeouts. Chicago 2 full and a 20.
Now here, both teams are shooting the penalty.
And have been for quite a while. Winding down to a minute to go. Jordan is on Harper. Doherty is playing up on top. 2-point lead for Chicago, 97-95. Harper leaves it for Elo, goes for 3, and Craig Elo is having a career game today. 4 3-point baskets gives the Cavaliers a 98-97 lead. That's his second 3-point hoop in the last minute and a half. Jordan didn't get fouled at the baseline. Good Cleveland defense.
I didn't like that
There's
at all.
the clock. 19 on the shot clock. And a 1-point Cleveland lead.
The thing you do not want to do now is foul. The most important thing is to get them to miss the shot.
Nance puts it up. Misses the shot. Who gets the rebound? It's Chicago's ball. It's out of bounds off of Elo. And Chicago will call a timeout with 19 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
Just a no challenge era.
Exciting game of this series.
Well, this is the shot where Nance takes it up, and here we have just massive bodies going. If ball was
Chicago ball. Point drama tied and answer that with
Chicago taking the ball at the opposite end of the floor. See, what that does is that gives you, it straightens out your defense, and it does not allow you the half court being able not to play the guy out of bounds and possibly force a turnover. They have plenty of time to get it inbounds and get it up the floor. Chicago has a 20-second timeout and a regular timeout.
Pippen brings it across, defended by Harper. 11 seconds to go.
In the middle of the floor.
Jordan has it. And Jordan puts up a jumper and hits with 6 seconds to go. Jordan hits the basket and now has 42 points in the game, and the Cavaliers have called a timeout. They have 1 timeout remaining, and Michael Jordan, who was not an impressive shooter at all in the first half, has 28 points in the second half, including these 2 big ones to give Chicago the lead. Now, Elo was hit in the face, but that might have been just incidental contact.
Yeah, but he came off of the shoulder as he was defending Michael Jordan. Now, Michael just elevated on that. There was no way he could get up. Elo, remember what we said.
How can you
he's
guard
given him 22
that, bro?
points today. He's given him tough defense, but he does have a bad ankle.
I just don't understand. How can you guard that? You can't, like...
It's been an exciting, thrilling day of NBA playoff basketball here on CBS. Tells him
if they play the guy out.
And Michael Jordan has scored. Idea who might get
run him off.
Inbound. He gets it into Nance. Gets the ball back. Drives to the hoop. And lays it in with 3 seconds to go. Two injured Warriors. Elo with an ankle. Price with an injured groin. Have played the games of their lives, considering the importance this afternoon.
Right, the NBA, the most dangerous man is the guy out of bounds, and here this is a give and go. They ran Price off the down to Nance, stepping in and getting
points here in the fourth quarter, and 3-20.
Be able to get Price back. You're all a way.
They're all spread out. Has called his leg. Here's our story. Conference start. The Bulls.
Watch to see if he runs at the ball or he picks up the cutters coming to the ball.
Sellers will inbound. Sellers has Jordan. Jordan with 2 seconds to go, puts it up and scores at the buzzer. Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago.
That's crazy, bro.
Michael Jordan hit the basket at the buzzer.
You would think Cleveland got it, bro.
Wilkins leads the floor, and for the second time today, the visiting team has won the deciding game in an opening round series, and the Chicago Bulls will move on to play the New York Knicks in the best of 7. Right now, let's go right over to JB with Michael Jordan.
Michael, now I thought you weren't supposed to be feeling so well coming into today's game.
You know, a lot of people put a lot of pressure on me, and you know, I still couldn't concentrate and make my free throws, but I didn't have to take a free throw on the last shot. It was a shot. I felt comfortable. We came in, we stuck tough, we hung right in there, gave ourselves a chance to win, and we won the ball game.
As we take a look at this replay, now you're not one to do an awful lot of boasting, but you had some boast to make to a few Chicago writers about this series.
A lot of people put us out of this whole series, and you know, I opened my mouth a little bit, and I challenged the guys, I challenged myself, and said we could win in 4. Well, we didn't win in 4, we won in 5. I don't care how many we won in, we won, and that's all that counts.
My last question. There's a pregame ritual that you go through. You're back in the locker room by yourself. There's a song that plays, and you said that was going to be your theme. What's that song that you listen to?
Anita Baker, Give It Your Best. Just go out and give it your all. And that's what I did. I felt that, you know, we had to go out and play. You know, the pressure was not on us, it was on them. We've beaten them here before. We just wanted to duplicate that again, and we did it.
And the Big Apple waits for you.
We're going to New York, baby.